On the broadcast tonight, we talk about the government's hibernation during this cold season.
And the new TikTok deal.
All that and more right now on SUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to this week's broadcast with the latest news. I'm Walker Stutz.
And I'm Lex Boyd.
This past Sunday, Shippensburg University and several other PA universities received threats to their respective campuses. The caller, who made the threats to Ship Police, quote, did not include accurate details, end quote, to the extent of the threat. The other universities who received the threats got the call at around the same time with the same threats, but all callers hung up before more information was given. SUPD put out a statement in an email and text message on Sunday via the emergency alert system. In the statement, SUPD said, quote, it is believed that this threat is not credible. Last night, Shippensburg's Turning Point chapter hosted Chairman and CEO of Promise Keepers, Shane Winnings, for the start of his American Needs Godly Men tour. With more on the event, we send it over to SUTV's Rylan Walls.
Shane Winnings, CEO of Promise Keepers, began his College World Tour on the campus of Shippensburg University. The event was hosted by Shippensburg University's Turning Point USA. Shane Winnings posted on his personal Facebook, "Our college tour is officially underway, and let's just say Shippensburg, PA is not messing around. God bless our first responders." There was a large police presence at the event in light of the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk. The crowd was composed of students and members of the community, many with the same views as Winnings, but some of the opposing. At the conclusion of his opening monologue, Winnings invited students and members of the community to come up and debate him on the topics that he discussed. Much of his opening monologue consisted of religious values and how men need to become more godly.
Because there's something more than this life worth living for. And Jesus said this. He said, if you try to find your life in this world, you're going to lose it.
Winnings was also heard saying that higher-ups at Shippensburg University were trying to get his event canceled.
People say, oh, Christianity, you guys are so violent. They didn't even want me to come to this school. I heard that some high-up people were trying to cancel this event.
Vice President for Enrollment Management and Marketing, Dr. Megan Luft, said in a statement, I just wanted to clarify, exec team did not try to stop or cancel this event. EMT and Chief Taylor have been working to coordinate with Dean Sheets and the Ship Turning Point chapter to support them. After the event, I spoke with SU's Turning Point president about what it means for their organization to have Shane Winnings come to campus.
Hopefully it means that we can get more speakers on campus. That's our goal. Definitely some high-profile speakers, and just to invite that dialogue. I think it's really important.
This has been Rylan Walls with SUTV News. Now back to Lex and Walker at the desk.
Last Friday, Shippensburg University President Charles Patterson announced the passing of Dr. Robert Lesman. Lesman served as chair and professor for the Global Languages and Cultures Department for nearly 20 years. In an email written by President Patterson to the campus community, he said, quote, Dr. Lesman led with care in the classroom and the department. His teaching and mentorship were recognized with campus awards, including the Teaching Innovations in Pedagogy and Scholarship Award and the Academic Mentorship Award from Athletics, end quote. A support space was set up yesterday and earlier today for those mourning his loss. Those in need of additional support can contact the Counseling Center between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. at 717-477-1444. A shooting that occurred in York, Pennsylvania around 8 a.m. yesterday morning has left one dead. Multiple calls were made to 911 that morning at East Princess Street and Patterson Street. According to the York County coroner, the 31-year-old victim was involved in an altercation when he was shot by 24-year-old Romanus Myers V. When police arrived on the scene, Myers told the officers that he had shot the victim, whose name has not been released. This is the 12th homicide in York County this year. This is still a developing story, so if you want more updates, please visit www.sutvnews.org.
APB is kicking off the autumn season with Fall Fest. This Friday, October 3rd at 6 p.m., stop by the West Side Quad for pumpkin painting, hay rides, a corn maze, and games. Enjoy all of your favorite fall snacks, from caramel apples to apple cider and more. Don't miss out on this festive night of fall fun. Coming up next, the government is shutting down.
And our very own Mr. President's deal with TikTok.
Updates to come after this.
Want to make your voice heard? Play your favorite music? Or cover the hottest campus events? At WSYC 88.7 FM, Shippensburg student-run radio station, you control the mic. Whether you're into music, sports, talk radio, news, or podcasting, there's a spot for you. Join the team, build your skills, and have a blast while doing it. WSYC 88.7 FM, your station, your voice. Visit wsyc.squarespace.com to get started.
Here at Multicultural Student Affairs, we value every student. No matter your race or ethnicity, you are guaranteed a home here. MSA offers many resources: a place to study, a place to meditate, a place to socialize, or a safe place to communicate issues or talk with a faculty member. Come down to Gilbert Hall today and join our family. Our roots run deep. Why not grow together? This is a public service announcement from MSA.
Are you a commuter looking for a place to unwind between classes? The Commuter Lounge in Cub 209 is designed just for you. Relax and recharge with access to a kitchenette, board games, computers, and printers for your assignments. It's the perfect spot to study, take a break, or connect with other commuters at Shippensburg University. For access, scan the QR code outside of the lounge or email commute@ship.edu. Make the Commuter Lounge your go-to space at SHIP.
Now it's time to take a trip around the globe with Lindsay Smith in this week's World News.
It is day 2 of the government shutdown, as Congress could not reach a funding deal. The shutdown is expected to last into next week. Senate Democrats are expected to block a GOP-backed short-term funding bill when they vote tomorrow, and the Senate will not be in session this weekend. The White House has already laid off workers, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says firings could be in the thousands. Agencies and activities that are deemed essential are still operational. This is a developing story. For updates, tune in to SUTV News next week or visit www.sutvnews.org. Tragedy struck the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Michigan on Sunday morning. A 40-year-old former Marine and Iraq War veteran, identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford, took out his longtime hatred toward the Mormon faith on members of the church during their Sunday worship service. He plowed his truck into the front door of the church and shot members with an assault rifle before setting the building on fire. 8 people were wounded and at least 4 others were killed. Police were able to get on scene about 30 seconds after the first 911 call, and 8 minutes later, Sanford was killed in a shootout. Firefighters worked for hours to stop the blaze, and crews were still sifting through debris trying to find additional bodies. As of Monday, everyone has been accounted for. Our thoughts go out to the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and to the families who lost their loved ones. A former French president may be facing jail time in the future. President Nicolas Sarkozy has been accused of using funds from the Libyan government in his 2007 campaign. Reports of money secretly being transferred go back as far as 2011. Both the media and an associate of Sarkozy's have claimed that funds have been taken from Libya. Sarkozy has repeatedly denied the claims against him, saying they're part of a political plot against him. During his presidency, Sarkozy called for the removal of Libya's late dictator, Muammar Gaddafi. He has called the suspicions against him retaliation for his words against Gaddafi. A lawsuit is currently underway against Sarkozy, and the verdict is expected sometime today, October 2nd. If found guilty, Nicolas Sarkozy could face up to 10 years in prison. On September 25th, President Trump announced a new deal concerning the popular social media site TikTok. The president has announced several names that could be involved in a U.S. takeover of the platform. These names include Keith Rupert Murdoch, the head of Fox News, and Michael S. Dell, the founder of Dell Technologies. Many details of the deal have still not been announced, but Trump aims to keep TikTok operating in the U.S. The president credits the site with helping him connect with younger voters, and he has kept the site up despite past bans. TikTok is currently owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, and American officials have warned the algorithms may be manipulated by China as well. Trump's attempt to control the platform could be an attempt at making the site safer for Americans or possibly just to reach more voters. We will have to see what developments come in the future regarding this deal. Our next story takes us back to the war in Ukraine as drones continue to shape the battlefield. On Monday, Russia launched nearly 600 drones at Ukraine, killing 4 and wounding 70. The capital city Kyiv was hit the hardest, marking the largest attack on the city since last month. The drone war between the two countries continues to escalate, with several drone scares across Europe. Poland, Estonia, Romania, and Denmark all reported Russian drones violating their airspace this month. In response to this, NATO countries and Ukraine are coordinating to build a drone wall to detect and intercept Russian drones. Tensions only seem to increase as the war continues to go on. That is all for your world news this week. My name is Lindsay Smith, and now we are going to take it back to Walker and Lex at the desk.
Thanks, Lindsay. Up next, a look at T-Swizzle's new album.
And this year's Super Bowl halftime performance.
More to come after this.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/team up.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Well, so far this week has all been bright and sunny, and my eyes can't take it.
Yeah, absolutely. The weather has been so far summer-like, but I want my, the Halloween weather to come. The leaves are changing, but the weather isn't changing, so I want it to happen now.
We want our fall weather.
Absolutely. Let's hand it off to Ian Impink with your weekly weather report.
Happy Thursday evening, and welcome back to another week of weather here at SUTV News. We're a little over a third of the way through the semester, and I know, like the rest of you and our desk, I'm waiting for that cool fall air to start rolling in. There's nothing like walking around a college campus during autumn, the leaves falling all around you, and pumpkin spice in the air. Unfortunately, we may have to wait just a little bit longer. We asked for crisp and chilly air, and we got a little bit of rain and some brutally sunny days. But that's enough about dreams and aspirations. Let's see what Mother Nature has in store for us in the coming week. Today we saw some cooler weather at about 70 degrees, but the sun was still beating down. I was sweating buckets walking to my classes. Maybe those 5-mile-per-hour winds made up for it for some of you, but not for me. Though on a more interesting note, we're seeing a particularly cooler night at temperatures just at 45 degrees and a nice cool breeze at 5 miles per hour. I'll make sure to keep my jacket on walking out of here. Following suit with today, tomorrow will be around the same in the low 70s, about 72 degrees, and 5-mile-per-hour winds, including a remarkably chilly night in comparison to what we've been seeing. Now for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, well, they might as well be the same day. Exact same high temperature and 79 and lows both in the low 50s. The only discernment between the two is on Sunday with some patchy fog early morning and the Philadelphia Eagles playing at 1 p.m. Go Birds! Moving into the school week, we're going back into those grueling and sunny days that should just not be existing in October. Monday you got 80, Tuesday you got 81. Both days have sun in the lows in mid-50s, but watch out, on Tuesday and Wednesday, you got some rain coming in the afternoon with a 30% chance of precipitation on both days. Yet more rain and clouds result in a high of just 73 on Wednesday. And then, coming full circle on next Thursday, we'll see a high in just the mid-60s. Spectacular. That's what you like to see this time of year. So there you have it, another week of confusing weather and the world just teasing us with the idea of fall. Hopefully it comes soon enough. 80s in October is not what I signed up for. That's all for weather this week. I'm Ian Impink. I hope you enjoyed, and now we'll send it over to Kelly Vincent with entertainment.
Bad Bunny has been announced as the halftime performer for the NFL Championship game in 2026. Known for his Latin hits like Monaco and Titi Me Gunte, Bad Bunny is sure to light up the stage. He has also collaborated with artists like Cardi B and Drake to create pop hits throughout the years. Bad Bunny is topping the charts throughout the world, racking up streams on multiple albums. He just ended his month-long residency in Puerto Rico, performing for over 500,000 fans. He's also projected to win big at this year's Latin Grammy Awards. Mark your calendars for February 8th to watch Bad Bunny's halftime performance during the big game. The long-awaited sequel to PlayStation hit has finally arrived. The Ghost of Yote and the sequel to the Ghost Sishuma, released today, play as Atsu and join her on her quest for vengeance against Yote 6. Ghost of Yote takes place in 1603 and set in the upper reaches of Japan. The game is inspired by old samurai movies. It was announced that multiplayer mode, Legends, will be released next year as a free update. You can buy Ghost of Yote for $69.99 only on PlayStation 5. Taylor Swift's new album is set to release tonight. With more on this story, here's SUTV's Caroline Cooper.
Taylor Swift teases ahead of the release of her latest album, The Life of a Showgirl. The highly anticipated album is Swift's 12th studio release, following her world-renowned Eras tour and the release of her last album, The Tortured Poets Society. The Life of a Showgirl will include 12 new songs, and the title track is set to feature pop star Sabrina Carpenter. Quote, "I hereby invite you to a dazzling soiree, the official release party of a showgirl, October 3rd through October 5th, only in cinemas," end quote, announced Swift on Instagram. AMC's 540 theaters across the country will host the premiere of the song, The Fate of Ophelia, its music video, and behind-the-scenes content for the video. The full album, The Life of a Showgirl, will be released on all platforms and in select Target stores at midnight October 3rd.
Trump's administration tariffs now showing at a movie theater near you. In a Truth Social post on Monday, President Trump announced 100% tariff imposed on all movies that are made outside the United States. According to President Trump, quote, "Our movie-making business has been stolen from the United States of America," end quote. It's unclear when or how the tariff will go into effect. If this threat follows through, it will be the first time Trump will impose a tariff on a service rather than a good. The president initially made this threat back in May, making a point that other countries are offering tax incentives to draw filmmakers aboard. He stated in his post on Monday that California, quote, "has been particularly a hard hit," end quote. In addition to these film tariffs, the president set up to draw up numerous others, including a 100% tariff on branded drugs, a 25% tariff on heavy trucks, and a sustainable tariff on all imported furniture. The upcoming Wolverine game has just revealed their first trailer since the release of a teaser back in 2021. The game is being developed by Insomniac and will be a PS5 exclusive. The game takes place in a giant free roam environment where the main character, Wolverine, travels across the world from the Canadian wilderness to the streets of Tokyo. Fans have been waiting a long time for this game to come out, and they don't have to wait much longer. The game is expected to release in the fall of 2026. This has been Callie Vincent with your week of entertainment news. Now back to Lex and Walker at the desk.
Thanks, Callie. When we come back, we sports verb it on over to Sam O'Connor when we return for the latest in Raider athletics.
All that and more when we return.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
Ship football won their first game of the season this past weekend, defeating Bloomsburg 10-7. Ship quarterback Riley Gunnels had 169 passing yards with 1 touchdown on the day. The Raiders did not commit a single turnover for the entirety of the game and also held a 10-minute advantage in possession time. Ship opened up the third quarter with a surprise onside kick, which was recovered by true freshman linebacker Grady Snyder, giving the Raiders great field position. After the successful onside kick, all Ship needed was a 10-play drive ending in a Javon Parker touchdown to secure the game for the Raiders. The football team will be back at home on the 11th at Seth Grove Stadium to face rival Millersville. Catch the action in person. Shippensburg field hockey took on number 9 ranked IUP this past weekend. The Raiders dominated the first 2 halves with 2 goals scored before the third quarter. The first goal was tallied in the first 6 minutes with fantastic passing from teammates. Kelly Nadia had a wide open shot to the goal but was redirected in front of Kelly Cantabine, who finished off the shot in the back of the net. Ship added more to its lead with a second score from Kelly Nadia, who was assisted by Auguste Garibaldi. This marks the 5th goal for Kelly Nadia this season. The Raiders were up 2-0 at halftime, looking to finish off IUP at the end. Another goal wasn't tallied until the 4th quarter, which was scored by Cantabine, making that her 2nd score of the game and her 6th goal of the season. The Raiders would shut out IUP 3-0, ending a dominant game by Ship. The Raider field hockey team takes on 5th-ranked Westchester on Saturday, October 5th at home. Last Saturday, Shippensburg's men's and women's cross-country team traveled to Big Spring High School to compete in the Dickinson's Long-Short Invite. Both male and female teams competed in the 4K. Sophomore Tommy Crum Jr. led the men to a victory with senior teammates Garrett Quinan and Ryan Wolf rounding out the perfect 1-2-3 score. Crum's victory led him to receive PSAC Cross Country Athlete of the Week. Freshman Maya Trotty paced the girls to a 3rd place finish, placing 12th. Sophomore Victoria Bartholomew and senior Livy Rick rounded out the scoring, coming in seconds after. Both men and women will compete again on Friday at Lehigh in the 51st Annual Paul Short Invitational. Soccer has had an eventful week, with men's and women's soccer having games over the weekend and just yesterday. Men's soccer beat Seton Hill this weekend, earning Anthony Weekly PSAC Men's Soccer Eastern Division Athlete of the Week. On Wednesday, they faced a tougher game against Shepherd, losing 3-1. Raider Kyle Gainley made the only goal of the game, allowing them to tie in the first half. However, Shepherd managed to make 2 more goals, with Josh Petty earning a hat trick. Women's soccer faced a tougher battle at home against Kutztown Wednesday, but managed to squeeze in a header in the first half, resulting in a win. Raider Ashley Hughes scored the only goal of the game, thanks to the assist of Mia Kemp. The majority of the game was spent on Ship's half, with keeper Kirsten Brown saving all 9 shots on goal. Both teams will be back in action on Saturday, with the men's team playing at home against Millersville. The MLB kicked off their playoffs this week with the Wild Card Series with some tightly contested matchups. The Los Angeles Dodgers swept the Cincinnati Reds in 2 games with big offensive performances from Mookie Betts and Teoscar Hernandez. The Cubs and Padres are headed to a Game 3, which is taking place currently after both teams had a dominating win in each of the first 2 games. The Yankees and the Red Sox also are headed to a Game 3 after both teams won extremely close games. That game will take place directly after our broadcast at 8. Following the Wild Card Series, the AL and NL Division Series is set to start this Saturday. Red October is in full swing as the hometown Phillies take on the Dodgers in the NLDS. The rest of the matchups will be determined following the games tonight. All wildcard games are on ESPN and ABC. That's all for sports this week. I'm Samantha O'Connor. Now back to Lex and Walker at the desk.
Thanks, Samantha. Up next, we talk to people on campus about their favorite fall activity.
When SUTV News returns.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Hello, and welcome back to another week of Ship Talk. I'm Natalie Kling, and today I'm going to be asking my fellow classmates what their favorite fall activity is.
My favorite fall activity is going to haunted houses.
I like picking apples.
Going pumpkin picking with my friends and family.
My favorite fall activity has to be the haunted houses. I just started doing it about 2 years ago, and it's definitely become a tradition for myself.
I'd most likely say probably basketball or something.
No, I don't really have a specific fall activity anymore that I'm older, but I just like walking around outside. Like the weather is very brisk, it's very chilly, and I like it.
My favorite activity in the fall is watching football and playing football when I get the opportunity to.
Riding dirt bikes in the trails, the weather's perfect for it in the fall time.
My favorite fall activity is pumpkin patch picking, pumpkin painting, or corn mazes.
My favorite fall activity is going to haunted houses and hay rides.
My favorite fall activity is dressing up and trying out new makeup looks. That's all for Ship Talk this week. Now back to Lex and Walker on the desk.
Well, those are some great fall activities. Walker, what's your favorite fall activity?
I like, carving those pumpkins, carving little silly faces in there. And then I also like watching those scary movies like The Shining. How about you, Lex?
Well, I think the girls have the right idea. Pumpkin spice latte, cozied up in blankies, just perfect fall.
Absolutely. Thank you for spending your evening with us here at SUTV. I'm Walker Stutz.
And I'm Lex Boyd. Join us next week for the latest news on and off campus. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.org.
Thank you, and have a good night.